for today. We can be the leopard, a hip and hunting dog. We can be the leopard, a hip and hunting dog. We can be the leopard, a hip and hunting dog. We can be the leopard.
Welcome to the Middle Seats Podcast. Why the Middle Seats? Because they're the best seats in the house. We are your hosts, Generation Offended, Tolertalks and Loomar. How's it going, guys?
Yeah, pretty good. You know, more boys coming out.
I utterly refused. You fuckers were like, we're going to talk about it the day it comes out. I stayed up until 4 a.m. to make sure I watched the episode because there's no way in shit I was going to wake up and ruin the rest of my day by watching The Boys. First thing in the morning. No, sir.
Well, today we're going to talk about episodes 3 and 4. So we got a double trouble coming at us, and you guys ready to get into it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. So episode 3 starts off in Russia, and we get looks like some kind of Spetsnaz team coming in to handle Ryan. Somehow they know he's there, and he just annihilates the team. And let's get into the morality of this character. I think he's been really poorly written, like throughout the series. I think since season 3, especially, his outlook on morals and the world it varies scene to scene. It seems depending on who he's with. Loomar, I know you got a lot to say about it, man. So how about you kick us off?
I mean, it's just like, it's so weird with Ryan. Like you say, his morality just fucking switches on a dime. It's like, I don't want to hurt you guys, and it's like, okay, so don't hurt them. You can fly. Just leave the house and fly away. You don't have to kill them. And it's like, yeah, obviously there's like snacks and shit on the floor. There's wrappers and stuff, but that could just be like squatters or, some travelers gone through or some shit like that. You don't have to slaughter the entire like people. And then it's like, I'm sorry. And it's like, we just watched you snap someone slowly in half at the spine. And then you're like dragging people around like it's paranormal activity or some shit. And it's like, he said he's sorry, so that somehow makes that okay. Like either kill them or don't kill them. Don't like have them walk into the house and then like slowly pull their limbs off and have fucking silhouettes on the walls where you see them getting snapped in half and shit like that. It's fucking it's fucked. They can't write for him.
Yeah, as the horror enjoyer amongst us, you could have put this scene at the very beginning of like an Insidious film, and it would have fit right in. Like it was a horror scene. I'm with Loomar on this one. They've really tried to with Ryan, try to make him appear as if he's good or like he's struggling with where he wants to be in this world. This whole scene just destroys him, destroys every ounce of what's one I'm looking for. Everything they tried to establish with him. He didn't have to do any of this. He didn't have to do any of it. No. He literally says in one scene, he's talking to Newman's daughter, and I can't remember her name, Victoria. I can't remember her fucking name, whatever.
The daughter?
Yeah, Zoe. The daughter. Zoe. He's talking to Zoe, and he was like, yeah, I got here as soon as I could. When she's texting him, which proves he can go from Russia to the United States in literally the snap of a finger. So why'd you kill all those guys?
Yeah.
just move.
So when we meet Ryan, he seems to be a more or less normal kid getting raised in isolation, but they're like purposely molding him into a moral child. And then the only time he kills somebody in season 2 is Stormfront. Well, he doesn't kill Stormfront, but he severely wounds her and accidentally kills his own mom. Something he's really upset about. He doesn't seem at any point in season 2, he doesn't really seem like a bloodthirsty killer by any means. And season 3 carries that on. He's just a normal kid, nothing going on. And then suddenly in the season 3 finale, he watches his dad brutally murder a guy in front of him. And he smiles, and that's kind of like a cliffhanger, like, oh, he's going to be just like Homelander. And then in season 4, he's just not. He's just like kind of going back and forth. I mean, he's fine, he's normal. And then he kills Grace, doesn't seem to care again. So you kind of get this flipping back and forth. He killed his like essentially his new mom figure, grandmother figure, or whatever,
Mhm.
and whatever he fucking calls her. So he snaps her neck, doesn't seem to care, and then in this season, he appears, kills all these men for no reason, and then seems to care about the world, but also kind of hates Butcher, but doesn't hate him, and it's just like all this back and forth bullshit, and they just have no through line with his personality. It's like, be consistent a little bit. They just don't. They can't decide whether they want him to be the next Homelander or not.
Which, from a narrative standpoint, it's very interesting to see that conflict, and I think the show has gone out of its way to try to get us to sympathize, to empathize with him. But when you do a scene like that at the beginning of episode 3, I have no sympathy for a person like that. Like, there was no ounce of remorse. There was nothing. And it's like, figure out what the fuck you guys want to do with him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with him, like, trying. I don't, like I said, I don't have a problem with him, like, killing to hide his, like, identity or his hideout or whatever. But yeah, he fucking knocks someone on the floor, and then he drags them around the corner, and he drags them to the end of a hallway to kill them, while he's screaming for his friend to save him. It's like, just kill him. You don't need to do that shit. Just kill him and move on.
Yeah, he's acting like a full guy character.
Mm-hmm.
So the next scene we get is Soldier Boy's now joined the Seven officially. They've done their PR stunt to fix his image, and I thought this was kind of like really quick. Like, it's just, I mean, of course they own the media and stuff, but he was a terrorist, and so I don't know. I guess at this point, like, Vought is so securely in charge of the United States that they can just say whatever they want. I think that's kind of what they're going with, and they can be like, "Oh, the legacy media shit on him when it was them." But I don't know. I thought it's a little flimsy that he's just getting right back into the movie deals and stuff with like no question from anybody. I don't know.
I'm like, with the marketing stuff they do, I'm fine with that, because as soon as Homelander said he was on board with them, yeah, he probably's got the marketing team to start creating stuff and organizing things. To me, it's the fact that we see him and there's some sort of press event going on, and he's getting a medal, and obviously all of this would have had to be arranged and organized and shit. So we've gone from Soldier Boy in a body bag getting carted off to him just stood in the 7 Tower, and there's this big press event that's happening, and yeah, it's just weird. It's and during all this time, Soldier Boy and Homelander haven't talked at all about the fact that he got infected with the virus, which is the next scene after this little press event. It's weird. You think that would have been the first thing Soldier Boy wanted to talk about once he fucking got back to the tower. Why'd you let me get hit with a fucking soup-killing virus? But no, he apparently just sat in silence and did this press event, and now he's doing it.
Yeah, I can see where you're coming from for sure. That makes a lot of sense. Like, yeah, the cutaway saves everything, right? If they cut away from the scene, then it's fine. If it's between episodes, it didn't happen. Yeah. A little silly, but
anything surrounding Soldier Boy, I don't care, because he's like one of the one positive aspects of this show. So whenever he's on screen, I just kind of shut my brain off, and I'm like, ooh, I'm really enjoying this. So that way I don't fucking go insane. The show's already afflicting my mental health as it is.
Yeah, he is one of the saving graces of this show. Absolutely. I think we're all in agreement about his performance by Jensen Ackles, and the character itself is really good. I don't think he's as good as he was in season 3 right now, but they're not ruining him, which is fine. I mean, we're going to talk about in episode 4 a bit more where they're taking his character. But anyway, so the boys are freaked out because the virus didn't work, and they realize that V1 soups aren't affected by the virus, but normal V soups are, and so they have to find. Butcher wants to kill him right away. He wants to go after Homelander immediately. And what was their plan again? They have to go meet up with Stan Edgar to figure out what's going on with the virus and how to figure out the kinks. Essentially, was the idea.
Well, let me interject on this because this is something I keep harping on in my reviews of it. I'm getting so sick of them mentioning characters from Gen V and then characters from Gen V never showing up. Like it's just at the end of season 2 of Gen V, they really made it seem like these characters were going to have a lot to do with season 5 of the show. You and I actually are on the record here on the channel in our podcast, we're talking about that because we were actually very hesitant about it, especially with Marie Sue, you know, her being as overpowered as she is. But we're now 4 episodes in, 4, and there's not a single one of those fucking characters that's showing up on screen. We just keep hearing name drops. Oh, where's Marie? Marie's the one that organized this. Like, it's just lazy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I
it's
agree.
weird because it's like Stan even says, "Oh, how get my number?" And Annie's like, "Oh, Marie Moreau gave it to me," and it's like, did she not want to come along? She not want to come face to face?
No, they even say it's so flimsy. It's so on the nose. There's like, how do you get my number? Marie gave it to me. Where's Marie? She's not here right now. It's like
the plot doesn't need her to be.
It's like, okay, why are we talking about this character? Why not just have her here? The thing is that Marie is officially stronger than Homelander, right? Like Gen V season 2 established this. The show now doubles down with the fact that V1 soups are stronger, right? Oh, actually, that's not true because Soldier Boy is not as strong as Homelander is. But you know, the point being that Marie is still their biggest weapon. Like they keep talking about how Starlight and Kimiko are really important to the team because they're actually, you know, soups that can fight other soups. Marie is like a god. She is literally Jesus.
She takes away all the stakes.
Yeah, exactly. So
there are no stakes. If nobody can die because Marie can just magically bring them back to life, then there's no stakes. So why is she not there? They wouldn't have to worry about anything. She just bring her right back to life.
Yeah, it's strange what writing problems you create when you introduce Jesus into your script.
Yeah, well, the show has so many of these now where they have characters with powers they haven't well defined. They don't know what they do. Like the writers themselves don't know what the characters can do. You know, like Sister Sage,
power leveling is a huge issue.
Oh yeah, it's all over the place. Like, you know, but the fact that Homelander hasn't killed the boys yet is so unbelievable. Because he's so like he has control over the entire government. It's a surveillance state. He has laser vision. He could fly up to the atmosphere and just look at them, and they would die. You know, that's how powerful he is. Yeah, he's somehow having a tremendous time or a tremendous issue having located them for some reason.
We're going to talk about that in episode 4. So I got a bone to pick with that whole walking through the woods and facility thing.
Oh yeah. All right, so Soldier Boy and Homelander finally have it out over this whole getting poisoned thing, and Soldier Boy is questioning Homelander's, masculinity. He's, shitting on him, saying you're pathetic, all the things that Homelander's afraid of hearing from Soldier Boy. So what do you guys think of this character dynamic in this episode? We see that initially Soldier Boy's, obviously annoyed with Homelander for getting him almost killed, and then he tries to fuck Firecracker to get back at Homelander, and then
he don't try, he does.
Yeah. So he successfully fucks Firecracker to get back at Homelander. It seems like they're kind of going back and forth on this father-son dynamic, but it's not really growing because, like, this is an interesting relationship and one that I want to see them explore more. But in this episode, we see that at the start he's mad at him, and then Soldier Boy kind of goes back on it a little bit because Firecracker tells him, like, hey, Homelander actually really looks up to you. So obviously that hits Soldier Boy a little bit because, he's his actual son. So I'd like to see them develop this relationship more. It just feels like, and even in episode 4, they don't really go any further. They just still don't really like each other. And they're just bitching at each other most of the time. It's not developing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's very... I don't know. They made... I think they had Soldier Boy nearly being killed by the virus. I think they had that in a bit too soon. It would have been nice to see them kind of be partners at least, and then slowly grow that bond. And then Soldier Boy feels betrayed because he gets infected, and then all of this shit happens. But yeah, they have like a brief scene together in the meeting room where Soldier Boy kind of respects him because he's got the president working for him. And then that's like all that's really happened, and now it's just they've got animosity towards each other, and I feel like that's just basically what it's going to be like for the rest of the show. Yeah, I don't know. They could have done so much more with that, and at least at the moment, it just feels like a massive missed opportunity.
It just feels like the virus is a plot device. I mean, it's not something that's in the comics. It just kind of feels like it just pops up whenever it needs to, in order to kind of keep things moving along. And it's just kind of like what Loomar was talking about with that scene. I mean, Soldier Boy nearly dies, and it's just kind of brushed off. And I don't know. It's some of the writing decisions. I just don't, especially the deviations from the comics. I just don't understand. I know there's gonna be people in the comment sections like, "Well, the comic sucked." I don't give a fuck. Okay, I don't care. I'm questioning why they decided to add certain things into the show and didn't follow up on them at all.
Yeah, I think the show gets really repetitive with this whole like, we want to kill Homelander, but we need to do this. And okay, how do we do this? Well, we need to go to this weird location and deal with this weird sex soup who has a weird fetish. And then after we deal with the weird fetish guy, we got to go to another location. It's and then investigate that area, find out more about this thing, and then get back and realize that was all for nothing, and then just go at him in the end or something. You know what I mean? Like every season kind of follows that routine. Like you got the side questing season 3 going on where they they're looking around for Soldier Boy's old team, so they got to do all that side stuff so they can finally get to Homelander. And then in season 4, it's like, okay, now they're looking around for this virus. And then in the end, they go after Newman. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just kind of do this workaround side questing bullshit where they all fight with each other, then they team up at the end. And it's just, the routines are getting overplayed at this point. And they're just not bringing anything really new to the table this season. I'm appreciative of the fact that they don't diverge so much in storytelling where there's like 8 different plot lines going on. But it's still like, come on, you got nothing fresh to do. It's like nothing new. It's just like it's the variations of the same idea over and over again. Like, I feel like I'm getting deja vu every time they meet up together and they're planning out their fucking kill on Homelander. You could do like thing over and over again. You'd see this every season where they're like, bitching at each other and like, we can't do this because, blah, blah, blah. It's like,
well, I mean, it's if you go back to like the Marvel timeline, right? Like this is the final season. We now, after this morning's episode, we have 4 episodes left, right? If you look at the line of Marvel films that we have with Infinity War and Endgame, when Endgame hit, the stakes were there. Everybody showed up to that final battle, and it's like, fuck it, we're gonna fuck Thanos up. This shit's over and done with. Like, no more talking. We're just gonna fight this guy and we're gonna beat him. I'm waiting for that moment in The Boys where it's like, when are we gonna just stop talking about this shit and just go punch Homelander in the face? I understand that sounds like suicide. I get it because of how powerful he is, but we have a very limited time to work with here. You know what I'm saying? It's like, when is it going to happen? When is it going to be a full frontal assault? They're just going to go after this guy and say, fuck it. We have nothing else. There's nothing else to live for. We're all going to die. We need to stop this dude. And it's just not. It's just a bunch of talking over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Well, they kind of screwed the pooch a little bit in season 3 when Maeve single-handedly fights Homelander and holds her own. Like, she does it. She like you would think that if she had any assistance at all, she probably could have taken him down. Like, she gives him like some solid punches. It seems like he's struggling. Again, the power scaling situation is really rough because they keep telling us Homelander's the most powerful suit, but he doesn't actually seem the most powerful. Like, if you got Annie and Kimiko and like one other, if you got Marie Moreau in there, the 3 of them could easily take down Homelander just based on the fact that Maeve herself did a lot of damage to him.
Well, I mean, Maeve, Soldier Boy, and Temp V Butcher held him down, and he couldn't get out.
Yeah, exactly. And I think going off Invincible, actually, something I could compliment it with would be they should have made him like Threg. And I know you haven't seen it, Toller, but there's this character called Grand Regent Threg in the Invincible show. And in one of the newest episodes, you see how powerful he is because Invincible punches him in the head. And he just like headbutts his hand, and it doesn't hurt him at all, and it actually hurts Invincible's hand when he punches him. That should have been, the kind of like power leveling we should have seen with Homelander, where Maeve tries to punch him or something, and it just hurts her. Because if you can punch Homelander and hurt him, then surely if you just get a fucking handful of soups together, you could take him down.
Well, I mean,
But-
it's not even that. I mean, just Superman. We've compared him to, because that's what Homelander is. He's essentially an evil Superman. I mean, that's that scene in Justice League. Again, not a perfect film, but it definitely illustrates just how powerful Superman is. And we've never gotten a moment like that with Homelander, where it's just like Superman. Obviously, I hate the character, can't stand him in comics because he's just so white bread. But he's constantly lowering his own power level just because he understands how strong he is. Whereas Homelander, it's like, at any point, brother, you could snap your finger. If you're really this Superman clone, that you're really this powerful, you could just snap your fingers and people are dead. Like, let's be honest here. But every scene they can to dumb him down, and we're going to talk about this in episode 4.
You're cutting out there, Toller.
What's that?
Oh, we're losing Toller.
Oh.
How are you losing me?
I don't know. You just, unless I was lost there. That was
Okay,
you
I'm about to
disappeared.
say I got 2 gigs up and down. I don't know how the hell you're losing me. Yeah, we just never had that moment. Homelander's power level just goes up and down based on the scene that he's in. So I don't know. It's all very confusing to me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, if it was ambiguous throughout most of the show and we just didn't know for sure, then maybe he's in this final season where he's getting into scraps with the boys and stuff and he's not able to kill them, that would have been fine. But I mean, season 3, Maeve took him on one-on-one and probably would have won by the looks of things if you didn't sacrifice herself getting rid of Soldier Boy. So yeah, I don't know. It's a bit fucked.
Well, if you look at the dichotomy of the character, right? So you have Superman, and Superman can kill anybody that he wants to. Let's be honest. Like, take Batman versus Superman. Superman would beat Batman day in and day out.
Ugh.
It's his humanity that keeps him from killing Batman. With Homelander, there is no humanity. So why is he not just going on a murderous rampage and especially like, the airplane scene from episode 1. I mean, he flat out says to Annie, I think in season 1, if you show that clip or whatever, I have nothing to lose. But then they show the clip and he does nothing. I know Sage pulls him back, but it's like, at what point, like, you've been telling us for forever, this guy's a murderous psychopath. He's all powerful. When do we actually get to see that? So, are you telling us?
Probably is whichever episode that White House scene is going to be in. So maybe it's last, second to last. Then we'll see Homelander at his peak. But
yeah. Well, so the next scene we get is the boys go to Stan Edgar's bunker, as we said before. They're trying to investigate the V1. So they have that cringy meetup where they talk into the bunker, where we meet Maverick again from Gen V season 1 and 2. He's been like a background character in Gen V, but he appears here and is just again, we're talking about, like, I was complaining about the renditions of storytelling in the show, and Hughie is just constantly feeling bad about his decisions all the time, and he's constantly being faced with like mistakes he's made and stuff, and he always feels bad about them, and he's always trying to make up for them, and it's just so fucking dull to see him care so much about translucent. Like, he has the same conversation essentially twice where he sees Zoe, and he goes down, he's like, I'm so sorry about what happened to your mom, I didn't mean for it to happen. And then the next scene we see him in, he's like, oh, Maverick, oh, your dad was such a, fucking great guy. I'm sorry he died. It's not, like, he feels bad about it. It's just like, dude, get over the fact that you murdered Translucent. Like, I was a fucking piece of shit. stop feeling bad about it. And I get that, like, you know, he's the heart of the group and stuff, but it's just so many times, like, it's like once a season where he's just kind of raked over the coals for some mistake he made in the previous season. I don't know.
Well, can we talk about like how all the conflict that's in this episode hinges on lies that are so easily debunked?
I know. Yeah. Yeah.
Like the lie about Zoe's mother, the lie about Translucent's father, and it's like, oh, like when they were telling us this stuff and these characters, I'm like, oh, this is going to unfold very quickly. Like all it takes is one person to open their mouth, and this is over. Like,
yeah, exactly. I mean, well, we're jumping ahead a little bit there, but yeah, maybe we'll talk about it a bit down the line what happens with Maverick. But it's so stupid because of this like paper thin lie that they've made up about his dad's death. Anyway, I thought it was really funny actually when he talks to Maverick. There's this really awkward moment where Hughie like has this talk. He's trying to be his like big brother kind of thing, and then Annie like calls him over. She's like, Hughie. And he's like, "Oh, I'll be right back." And he heads over to Annie, and then Annie just like puts her hand on his shoulder, and is like, "Stop." And then it cuts away. It's like there's no like, you can't fix this kind of thing. You know, what I mean, you think it would just be a sentence instead of fucking a word. It's like, stop.
You're being hysterical. Go sit down.
I'm only going to say this once, because it keeps popping up, and I'm not trying to attack someone's intrinsic characteristics so that YouTube comes at me again. I hate when she's on screen. She is haunting. Go ahead, move forward.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. She is. Her sunken eyes and protruding jaw are...
no, just go. Bam!
Just okay, so... okay, here we're getting to the vision scene with Homelander here, where he's in his apartment and he has a vision of Stillwell coming to him as an angel, and she's telling him about how he's going to be, you know, like the savior of humanity and stuff. And he's having just like an utter breakdown at this point. His mental stability is just falling off because Soldier Boy called him pathetic and stuff. So really leaning into it at this point. You know, they got the Jesus imagery, the American flag in the background. She's, you know, bringing out her tits to shoot milk on him, and he's enjoying it.
This got to stop. It's got to stop. The breast milk thing has got to stop. It was not funny fucking 2 seasons ago. Just stop.
Yeah, I agree. They're only going to lean into it harder. I mean, he was literally bathing in milk the episode before this. So if you think they're going to pump the brakes at this point, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, that scene disgusted me.
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
The whole breast milk thing, whatever. I don't care. But he drank his own bathwater. He drank his own soup. That's
his own bath milk.
Dude. Oh.
Bath milk.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, I want to actually, I thought about this recently, and just because the sex stuff is so prominent in the show. Have you guys noticed that the only people who have kinks are the bad guys? Isn't that kind of odd?
Oh, like, yeah. It's so weird. I acknowledged it in my season 3 breakdown thing. Yeah, basically, if it's not vanilla, it's basically seen as wrong, or the people are seen as not like completely morally good. And it's so weird.
It's a weird. It is a weird standpoint. I mean, you know, not defending every kink out there or anything. You know, some kinks are more kinky than others, but just to like, you know, kind of across the board say that all kinky people are bad subconsciously because they're fucking, there's no, like you said, all the good people are vanilla. They're doing missionary and making love. All the bad people are like into milk and weird like butt play, and like there's all these like ball gags.
It's not necessarily
the shit steak balls.
There's really no end to it.
It's not necessarily I wouldn't say it's necessarily if they have like kink they're villains. It's more just if they have kink they're like more morally dubious and they're not like righteous. Like I think we could agree that the most loving relationship that we see throughout this show has been between Hughie and Annie, and
Whoa.
that's
Loving.
sorry. The right what the writers want us to see as the most loving relationship is Hughie and Annie, because everyone else's relationships just get fucking sunk, or in Frenchie's case, he just goes out and fucking rapes someone. But anyways, yeah,
We are
even
really
then,
trying to get
that scene was-
demonetized.
Hey, it's what he did. All right, I didn't make him do that to Colin. That's what he did. But yeah, even then, that scene, you know, it's seen as like bad when they try and do sex for, I don't know, more than just like a loving reason. Like even in season 5, Annie wants to have sex with Hughie, but that's just to distract him from how cold and dark she's feeling. And it's like, yeah, there's this weird association between sex and darkness in this show, and it's like, just fucking get a grip, man.
Yeah, there's a correlation. Either you could say that all the bad people have weird kinks, and they all do, or all kinky people are bad. And it's a bit of where you stand in terms of how you view what the show's telling you. But either way, all the bad people have kinks, and that's a fact. And it's weird that none of the good people have kinks. Like, it's only bad people. Like, Frenchie and Kimiko aren't experimenting. They're just doing fucking plain old cowgirl missionary stuff. But, you know, anyone else, it's just like, you know, ball gags, weird stuff. Anyway, my point being that it's a weird take. I don't know what the writers are trying to say with it. I don't know if they're aware of what they're saying. But, hey, you know.
In this episode of the Middle Seats podcast, we bring up a very important subject: ball gags.
Plugs.
Well, it's just like, if this is how Eric Kripke views people with like kinks, or just, you know, a little more of an eccentric sex life, like I kind of pity his wife, I guess.
Yeah, well, I can only imagine what's on there. But so we're gonna get back to the show now, and moving on to the kids' storyline. We got Ryan coming back. So Ryan comes back, and we see that he and Zoe somehow have not only began a friendship, but a full-on relationship. They're dating now, and from what we know in season 4, they've met once. So completely off screen, they've somehow, you know, fallen in love with each other and maintained a relationship long distance while she's living in a bunker and he's living in Russia. Now, I thought this was really ridiculous, and I don't really understand how they even got together, let alone communicated this long. And when would they have met to be together long enough to fall in love? When did that happen?
This falls right into my whole Orwellian problem. I mean, this is something I'm going to harp on pretty much the whole season of the show. They're talking on phones. They're texting. This is the United States government. They'd be able to see those texts. They would see them communicating and know where they're at.
Yeah, it's weird because it's weird. Stan, he's in hiding. He wouldn't want to take that risk, so I doubt he's giving her a phone to communicate just openly. And where the fuck would Ryan get a phone that can, like, you know, do all that as well? I don't know. It's weird because Ryan's probably one of Homelander's most wanted, and you know, obviously he wouldn't want to risk texting and stuff in case Vought comes after him. But here they are. They're texting. Somehow they got each other's numbers and they're meeting up. It seems regularly to like at least talk in that. Yeah, very, very fucking weird scene.
I mean, we know, like, your point, to add to your point, Toller, fucking Butcher somehow knows Ryan's phone. He knows how to hack it. So how can the entirety of the American government can't do that? Are you joking?
I mean, even in current day, in reality, not something inside of a show based on comic books, lightly based on comic books, we have the NSA, who has the ability to literally tap people's phones, see your text messages, see what you're doing on the internet, anything, right? That's a real life thing. But in the show, it's not. Like I said, it's another instance of the show telling us one thing, telling us here's the stakes, here's the tone, here's the outlook of this world, but then all the actions and stuff we see on screen don't match up with that. Their phones would be monitored, and they're not.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think another thing I want to pick apart here is that the acting of these two kids is brutal. They are so bad at being people. I just like I don't know the line on comedian. Like I can imagine the takes here where it's like, okay, so hey Ryan or sorry Cameron Crovetti, hey, can you give a little personality? Like what are you feeling in this moment? Can I just go with like mild sadness and like discomfort? Like I got to piss really bad. I'm just like that's all that's his entire acting career at this point. It's like, hey, I got to take a shit and I can't.
Well, everyone, if you're still here, I hope you're enjoying the podcast so far. You have myself, Tolertalks chair, the presence of Generation Offended. He's somewhere in the air. He'll be back soon. And yeah, you're listening to Capital One Radio. This is your host, MC Loomar. Did you know that pigs cannot look up? What can I discuss by myself? What would be the easiest bear to wrestle, do you think? Because I think black bears, I don't know, they tend to be more lean. They tend to be, they've got muscle, but they tend to be leaner. Panda bears, they're, they've got some muscle, but they've also got a lot of fat as well. They'd probably be, they're like sumo wrestlers, panda bears. And then you've got, let's be honest, grizzlies just win, don't they? I mean, grizzlies are just fucking monsters. Grizzlies are difficult because if you try and run away from them, they're gonna chase after you, and then to try and fight them, you're just gonna fucking die.
What the fuck happened?
We okay, so we left off a little bit of a glitch there. Told her I had to take a call, but we left off. Butcher and Ryan have reunited. Butcher wants to recruit Ryan to help him take down Homelander, and they have. It seems like a fairly positive interaction, all things considering. The last time they saw each other was, intense. I don't really know what Ryan's beef is with Butcher at this point. I know they walked away from each other, not obviously having like Grace die. Ryan killed Grace, but like I don't get what Ryan's beef with Butcher is. Like all he did was reveal that Homelander's a psychopath, and then Ryan kills Grace, and then he left him. But the next time Ryan sees him, he's like really angry with him for some reason. I don't really get it. I guess he could just like chalk it up to teenage angst or something. I just think it's kind of weak at this point. Ryan's perspective of Butcher is really confusing, like the rest of his character.
The last time we saw Ryan, he got annoyed because they wanted him to be a weapon to fight Homelander. And then in this episode, Butcher asks him to be a weapon to fight Homelander, and he just like immediately agrees. So
yeah,
like, what was the fucking point?
Well, it's like it's a weird dynamic because they're trying to get us once again to sympathize and empathize with Ryan, right? Like he has one father figure who is trying to push him to be this thing that he doesn't want to be. Then you have this other father figure who's like, "Oi, you got to go die for us." And it's like, damn, that's a shitty situation to be in as a kid. And then I thought about that fucking scene at the very beginning of the episode, and I'm like, you know what? I don't feel bad for this kid at all. Like,
fuck them kids.
Yeah, I can't stress it enough. Fuck them kids.
I think like Ryan's decision to kill himself to kill Homelander was so quick. He's just like, yeah, one beer, and I'm in.
He got me some Guinness. I'm in.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, I don't know. I found this whole thing to be fairly weak and just overall silly. But the next scene we get is, well, we were talking about it before, Homelander in the milk bath, and he's talking about how he's going to become a god and all this stuff, and he's trying to get Soldier Boy on board with him. And yeah, it's just another interaction that doesn't really push their relationship any further. It just seems like Soldier Boy's still kind of he's just really disgusted by Homelander. He doesn't really like him. It's just weird. So that's it. It doesn't really, yeah. I mean, like the scene doesn't really take it any further than Soldier Boy's like, oh, my son's even weirder than I thought, I guess. But it's not really any different than what he thought before.
Yeah, I agree. There's no progression. Like their scenes together are fantastic. I love both Anthony Starr and Jensen Ackles on screen together. I think they have really good chemistry, both as actors and their characters. But you're right. There's no progression there. It's like my son's a piece of shit. A season later, my son's still a piece of shit, but he's just a little weird. So it's like, can we get something else here? Like,
yeah. Yeah. Anything
guys,
else?
we got a milk bath. We got a milk bath. He's going crazy.
Yeah, that's what I said in my season 4 review. It was like chapter 6 or something, where I was like, "Yeah, oh no, Homelander's gonna go crazy," and it's like he doesn't go any more crazy than he was before.
Yeah, it's just like I said. These scenes are going to be very repetitive because they kind of sunk the kind of bonding they had with each other after he gets infected. Like that's it for Soldier Boy. He's just not really interested in bonding with him anymore. So any other kind of interactions you could get between the two, no longer possible. They just hate each other. Well, Soldier Boy hates Homelander, and Homelander is annoyed that he doesn't want to spend time with his son or whatever, from his perspective. It's just annoying at this point, to be honest. Anyways.
Yeah. Well, we now come to Noir, the Deep, this weird bald woman. And,
careful.
They, them, whatever you want to be, man. And the dog guy. So they're after, I think they're after Edgar and they're chasing. Sorry, I'm a little lost on who they're chasing. Actually, I kind of forget. It's I think they're chasing the boys, and they smell them, right? Yeah, they got the dog guy. He smells the boys. He sees where they're coming from, because he can track them from long distances, and they're gonna come kill them. And yeah, I genuinely do not know if this is a man or a woman. It seems like a woman, but I don't know. I felt like they changed actors. I'm not really sure though.
No, it's the same one. I'm sorry. I don't do all that shit. It's just a woman. Let's just get on with it. Yeah. That's how I feel about it. You guys, I don't know. I'm not trying to be offensive. It's just I mean, they're called Cindy. That's the character's name. So I'm assuming it's a girl.
I don't mind this ending. You're allowed to do whatever you want to, be what you want to be, stick a fucking tail in your asshole. I don't give a shit. It doesn't require my participation. So it's Cindy. I'm just gonna call that thing Cindy.
Yeah, I mean,
be what you want to be, man. I don't care. Do what you want to. It doesn't require me to participate.
I mean, I got it from both ends. I did a review of Amelia Perez over a year ago now, and I referred to Amelia Perez as a woman just to I wanted to prove that the film was really bad, despite the fact that it had a lot of liberal politics in it. I just wanted to show that the film was, and so I kind of tried to play on their playing field a little bit and just go with the pronouns that they wanted. And it didn't matter. I got attacked from both sides. I was trying to be as objective as I could be in the film and just try to throw it. I was like, I'll call her a she if that's what she wants to be called, and it didn't matter because I'm still a transphobic dickhead apparently. So I've kind of thrown it away now. I'm like, you know what? I'll just call them whatever I want to.
Well, for the people who are listening, it's not about kneeling or feeling a certain way or what our thought process is. YouTube is very picky when it comes down to that. So just for instance, okay, I've done a series on my channel called What a Piece of Shit, where I expose people in Hollywood for the things that they've done. I've covered Rachel Zegler. I've covered Jada Pinkett Smith. I've covered Kathleen Kennedy. And then I got a 3-month probation for community guideline strike because I covered Ezra Miller. What does Ezra Miller not have in common with the other 3 people I just mentioned? So we have to kind of walk a fine line when we talk about that community because we'll get hit. So just let that be known.
Yeah, that was also actually a big part of the reason I was trying to be as nice as I could be, because I didn't know what at the time. I really was unsure of what the demonetization rules were, and you've made me even more afraid of them.
So
be afraid.
Be afraid. Yeah. So it's now
just refer to that person as Cindy.
All right. So Cindy is after the boys now. Kimiko and Frenchie have head out from the bunker, and they're having a little powwow at the gas station about the future, what they want for each other. Frenchie wants to be free-spirited, move around the world. Kimiko wants to settle down, have some kids. Yeah, I mean, fine. We're gonna see where this goes next episode, and not to jump ahead too far, but we see this ends up breaking them up, I guess, kind of randomly. I feel like this whole conflict. Yeah, this whole conflict is very forced. I mean, god damn it.
How many seasons? How many seasons have we been wanting to see a resolution with this relationship, and then we finally get a little bit of one? And they're like, nah.
Yeah,
fuck you.
Like, maybe make that, come to that conclusion after the world ends. You know what I mean? Like, they're about to all die probably. So you'd think that you'd just be like, let's just stay together and we'll figure it out, because we might not live to see tomorrow. I don't want to die alone, and we're probably gonna. So let's just put it off for now.
But that does mean that Kimiko is single, which means I've got a chance.
So you're telling me there's a chance? Yeah, we can bring Colin back into the show. see where he's at. Yeah, my eyes are on Colin. Okay, so all right, we're gonna skip ahead a little bit. So Frenchie and Kimiko get back to the school, and it turns out that Zoe snuck into the back of the van, and she finds out her dad's still alive. They have a reunion, and he ends up destroying most of the vials of virus that they have to kill the soups, because they find out they've been lying to them, and like we said, these paper thin fucking lies blow up in their face very unsurprisingly. And Kimiko and Frenchie let Zoe leave with her dad. They decide not to force him to stay.
Great situational awareness, by the way. It's not like Zoe was in another car behind them. It's not like she was running real fast through the woods. She was sitting in the back of the fucking van. Great situational awareness. You're being followed by God and everybody. You're being hunted by the government and by other soups. Just have Homelander sit in the back of the van. Apparently they don't check it. They don't check there.
Yeah.
I just don't know when she got in. I don't know when she got in, because after a scene with Ryan, she goes back down into the bunker, and then surely they would have noticed her go out the front entrance. But no, apparently they didn't notice her take the elevator up, and she just somehow got in the van without leaving any noticeable marks. Like, it doesn't look like it's been smashed into. So yeah, she's just in the van.
Well, and some people in my comment section were talking about that being a nitpick. And in a way, it is a nitpick. But however, the story implications are huge. Samir is now out. Zoe is now out. They want nothing to do with this. The whole virus plan is completely unraveling. Butcher's got to figure out something to do. The group is entirely in turmoil. All because Frenchie and Kimiko didn't check the back of the van. That's stupid.
Yeah, well, I guess they got to get her there somehow, and this is what the laziest way they could think of it, so they went with that. All right, so the next thing we'll do is Stan Edgar and MM have a one-to-one chat about the essentially their struggle, what they're fighting against truly, and Stan Edgar essentially points out to MM that they're a bunch of socialists fighting against capitalism, because that's the true enemy. It's the elegant flow of currency, says Stan Edgar. I mean, they don't say capital. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna win the game of capitalism when everyone dies.
Can we hold up? I'm so sick of these shows going after capitalism, especially Amazon, which is the grade A example of capitalism. It's like, is this self-loathing? What is this?
Yeah, it's like your fucking boss is Dr. Evil, guys. Let's remember that.
Fucking Lord.
Yeah, I mean, I remember listening to interviews with the Fallout writers and them trying to cope with the fact that they're like, well, we're trying to bring back '90s '90s communism in a really fun way, and yeah, we do know who we work for. It's like, fuck off, fuck off. Okay, so Homelander's losing it now. They bring back the milk again because he's drinking it out of I like how it's visible as well. Like, he's not trying to contain it in a coffee mug or anything. It's just like he's drinking milk in this very big water bottle now. So yeah, he's telling everybody that you got to get on V1. He's obsessed with finding it now. He wants to become the new god and everything. So yeah, we're just seeing more evolution of his insanity. Sister Sage, I have to say, has been pushed far into the background now. I don't know if you guys have noticed this. Like, she's not really in the show as much as she was in season 4. Yeah, I think they are, like, genuinely, I think they are kind of like taking some notes because obviously her character sucks and I don't like nobody likes her. But I'm thinking maybe it's because they don't know how to write for her anymore. Like, they're like, okay, well, we have the smartest character in the world. Surely she could fix all of their problems if she wanted to. We need to push her into the background so she's not, like, directly involved, and then people won't think about her and therefore won't question the narrative so much, is what I'm thinking. I don't think they actually, like, reduce her presence because they are aware that, she's super fucking irritating.
Oh,
I think
100%.
it's a practical reason.
They didn't pull back on her character because nobody liked her. They didn't do that. I think it's because when you have a presence like that, you have a character that is the smartest in the world, then Vought should be unstoppable. There should be no angle where they're ever caught off guard. They should never do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you have the smartest person in the world, then yeah, there is some mistakes.
Yeah. Why can't she just cure the virus? Like, they keep talking about how dangerous this virus is. Frenchie dropped it on the floor. They would have their own sample when they try to kill Soldier Boy. So surely she could get her hands on it and create a vaccine. Because we know that she can cure cancer, so why can't she? She was like 6 or whatever.
Well, the community is doing the exact same thing they did in season 4. They're making excuses for her. That certain minority of the community is making excuses for her, because I brought that up in my video, and they're like, no, she does know how to do it. She just hasn't revealed it yet. Oh, and it's like, you're making this character out to be smarter than she actually is. Like,
dude, those people who actually think that Sister Sage is actually a well-written character who's really smart, and they're like, what are you drinking? What are you fucking consuming on your day? Yeah, Jesus Christ! Like, talk about drinking the fucking Kool-Aid. Like, you guys would not have survived Jonestown. You would have. Yeah, you're like, oh, really? Kool-Aid? Yeah, so Firecracker and Soldier Boy have a little flirting situation with some pistol metaphors going on. I thought this was pretty funny. I like these two characters, even though Soldier Boy's, Colt is not as good as her Glock. Yeah.
You shut your fucking mouth. I'm the American in this goddamn chat. I'm the American. The Colt 1911 wins that conversation 10 times out of 10. Can't be the classic.
How many rounds does the Glock have, though? It's got like 11, 12.
Depends on the model.
Right. But like depends double the amount that the Colt has.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. The Colt. I love the Colt. I love
if
the
you
Colt
know what you're doing, you only need one.
Yeah. So they have sex, and hey, it's not kinky. She's the only weird thing she says is heavens to Betsy. So, but I think they're
same thing for me. I say that too.
Yeah. You gave me an image.
I actually start singing the national anthem while I'm doing it. My girl thinks it's weird.
I think So what I can read from this situation, because the sex isn't kinky, that means that these two characters aren't evil. Because if they were
Soldier
if they were
Boy
truly
was
bad,
never
they'd be.
evil.
No,
Soulja Boy's the
I know, but
goat.
I know he's the goat, but the writers don't know that, I don't think, right? Because they keep trying to make him out to be this evil racist, and he's not. But yeah, so I think because they didn't have kinky sex, I think the writers are trying to tell us that these guys will turn against Homelander and they'll be good in the end.
My issue with this whole scene was that no matter which way, like I tried doing like this with my TV, I tried going over here. I couldn't see her tits. No matter which way I looked at the TV, I couldn't get a shot at her tits, and that really pissed me off. So that's my issue with the scene.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on the
Talk about
episodes
kinks.
where we,
I have one for Firecracker. Okay, sue me.
I'm just waiting on the episode that's going to happen where we see a big old dong. Just waiting on it. So that seems to be the new thing now. So
we talked about this during Gen V, where it's like, we're not gooners here, all right? But all of us are in relationships. But it's like, look, if you're going to keep flashing dick and balls and butthole dudes and all that other, you know what I'm saying? It's a hairy buttholes of dudes. Like, pay me, show me a pair, show me something. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me see something. We got a little bit of Kimiko ass. I think was it this episode or last episode? I can't remember what it was. Or episode 2. But it's like there is a huge disparity between when it comes down to nudity of what they show.
Yeah, I mean, like, just cut out all the vagina and all the tits. Just get it out of there. Only dick. I want that. Commit. Right? That's what you're saying?
Oh, what do you mean?
Well,
no. What I'm saying is that, like, you take a look at the modern political movement, right? In film, where it's like we can't sexualize women. Do not sexualize women. We can't have anything that's revealing or shows off the female figure. Meanwhile, Chris Hemsworth's out here walking around with his fucking shirt off in Thor: Love and Thunder, and he gets his clothes flicked off and stuff like that. And it's like, if that was a woman, I'd be all over the fucking news. So I think it's kind of weird that the boys has no problem sexualizing guys and showing us God and everything. But then when it comes down to women, there's hardly anything. And it's it tears your whole narrative apart.
It's either all okay or none of it's okay.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't know what you were asking. Just clarify that here. Like, do you hear in the United States that there's a huge movement talking about the male gaze and the over sexualization of women, but then they have no problem doing it with guys. And it's like double fucking standard.
Yeah, no, I was just making a joke about being gay.
Or it's like it's okay to sexualize women if it's women doing it. Like, I remember everyone like fucking got annoyed at Avengers Age of Ultron because apparently Joss Whedon keeps showing Black Widow's butt in a lot of the scenes. And people are like, oh, Black Widow, the movie, it's going to be so good. They're going to respect this character. And it's got like the same amount of butt shots, but apparently it's okay because it's a female director doing it. It's weird.
Yeah, that's a whole... That's a feminism thing, right? Men can't.
Sorry, we're going down the rabbit hole, yeah.
Yeah, we're going down the rabbit hole of feminism.
All because I wanted to see Firecracker's tits. Damn it.
Yeah. I'm still satisfied with Kimiko's ass, okay? Okay, so we get the more scenes with Maverick, and so now the big security risk has come. Noir, the Deep, Cindy, and the dog guy have shown up, and they're trying to get into Stan Edgar's place. So the bright idea is to send out Maverick, who the dog guy can obviously smell, and they're aware of that because Starlight has actually fought him before, so they know. And of course, Stan Edgar would know that, of course, as well, because he knows like everything about Soups and knows probably
he used to run the company
and everything. He used to run the company. So they send out the one guy who has a reason to kill them if he became aware of what they've really done. And he gets caught immediately. And of course, the Deep reveals that Hughie actually killed his dad and doesn't question it. He's not like, you're just lying to get me on your side. He's just like, really? Oh, no. So this kid just believes whatever the last person told him.
And the amount of excuses.
Yeah, he spent months believing that it was Homelander. Everybody's saying it's Homelander. You know, Homelander. He's killed people live on TV and shit. And then Deep's like Deep, his right hand man, which is what everyone thinks. He's like, nah, Homelander didn't do it. It was the people we're trying to kill who you know how to get access to. And he just immediately flips like that. It's
the excuses.
It's dumb.
The excuses were great. In my comment section, they're like, well, no, that's because we know that the Deep was best friends with Translucent. That was his best friend. I'm like, that makes it worse because now fucking Translucent's best friend is working for the guy that supposedly killed him. So like that makes it worse. Like,
the excuses in my comment section were better. They were saying Deep said, "On God, no cap." So he can't be telling a lie. Apparently, that's some sort of fucking Gen Z slang that's just come in. On God, no cap. That's a thing.
Yeah,
I don't know, but
10 toes down.
Yeah. So the Deep cannot be telling a lie. So
it's just dumb. Like it's something that like we've covered multiple series. I know that especially talking on the podcast, and I think I've seen the most excuses so far for this show in Gen V. People just like coming up with shit in their head to justify the stupid shit that's happening on screen.
No, it's constant with these kinds of fan bases where they're just like coping ridiculously hard for no reason. Like you can admit that some scene is flawed. Like you can see that even if you like the show, that's pretty fucking dumb when it comes to character arcs and stuff like that. Anyway. So they get into the bunker and let's just skip ahead to the most ridiculous part here, which is Hughie is fighting Maverick in a bedroom. And he's holding his own for some reason. It's shocking that this is even happening. Considering this kid can bend like a golf club with his bare hands, he can't just snap Hughie's neck instantly.
Well.
And instead
remember, Gen V season 1 finale. He fought Marie. He fought Black Jesus. So she was taking some punches from him, pretty hard ones, and you'd think he would have just killed Hughie instantly with one of those punches, but nope, he can fight back.
Yeah, and I love that Hughie doesn't even try to. His approach is brute honesty. He's like, I'm gonna just say I killed your dad and I felt bad for it. He's not even gonna try and lie and say, he gave me no choice, or hey, the Deep's lying to you. You're being manipulated by him. I would never do that. Like yada yada yada. It's like you're he just he's like, yeah, I killed your dad and it didn't make me feel good. So like, all right, you're just asking to fucking die. You fucking
no. Offended, redo that. You were doing a Hughie line. I need you to do the Hughie voice, please. It's not the same.
Yeah. Hey man, I would never do that to you, okay? I love Annie. I love being cucked by Annie.
And it's the whole fight. Like if this was MM. Okay, I could see, I still think it's ridiculous, but I could see MM holding his own against Maverick because, MM is whatever he's a bit. Hughie's the biggest bitch. He's the bitch of the whole 100-acre wood. Like, the dude's just a bitch, and he's taking punches from Maverick. Like, the power leveling. These people are super powered.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's taking.
How's it even a fight?
Hits to the face. Yeah, he's taking hits to the face. Yeah, he should have just been like, I'll let you fuck Annie if you just let me live.
The power scaling is weird because I just wanted to say the power scaling is weird because you'll have two soups who are shown to be very strong and they'll beat the shit out of each other and it'll they'll be flying through walls and smashing up concrete and stuff. But when they need to fight a human, like they punch them and they can knock the human back, but it's not, they don't crush their chest instantly or throw them like all the way. They don't splatter them off the wall or shit in these moments. It's just like a regular fight scene, basically. Like just lazy, very lazy.
Yeah. And everyone's like seeing. I again, this is probably due to the show's budget and stuff. I mean, Eric Kripke has said like you're not going to see giant superhero fights. We don't have that huge budget. But still, like I think it kind of reduces the show when they try to, and you see that everyone just has the same level of strength. Like it just kind of vaguely, I can punch through this wooden plank really easily, and I can throw you. But no one seems like dramatically powerful. Like Homelander and Soldier Boy, if they're as strong as they say they are, their fist fights should level cities like they do in Invincible. But they don't. So
Well,
it
I just think
kinda-
it's a stupid approach to begin with. Like Eric Kripke and talking about the budget and all that. So you're gonna have a superhero show where you can't show superheroes fighting. What the fuck are we even doing then? Like, like, hey guys, we're gonna have a Justice League film, but due to the budgets, we're not gonna have Cyborg or Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
just not the fucking
in-
Justice League, you dumbass.
In season 1, they actually did this really well because you didn't see any superhero fights. You didn't see, but they didn't give you a reason that it would happen. But now the show's gone on way too long, and you're actually seeing battles between characters, and it just doesn't display well. And that really happened in season 3, especially with Homelander really got taken down a peg in terms of power. But yeah, just one of the show's many flaws. So. So going back to Hughie's fight, so he's fighting Maverick, and then Cindy walks in. Okay, and just to be clear, Cindy's powers are telekinesis, and she accidentally kills Maverick somehow. I don't understand how this could even happen, considering the fact that like she can see Hughie on the ground and can touch things with her mind. Is it like a wave of telekinesis? Is it like a spray where she just like hits things in the area? Surely she can choose what she touches, because if she could destroy everything in a certain vicinity, then like objects as well would be destroyed. But she can clearly pinpoint specific targets. Like she can blow
We
up.
see that in the
people.
camp. Yeah, we see that in the camp in the episode 1.
So how is she missing?
Plot.
How did she miss? Yeah.
I don't think you understand. We needed that to happen so we could have a Hughie fake out death, so we could see Aaron Morty ugly cry, or just cry in her case.
So Annie could call him a cook and then leave him.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say on that.
Yeah. That fucking dude, that crying face she does, she's just like very bad. Yeah, don't make that girl express emotions. She should just stay stone cold. Because her showing any kind of feelings is odd.
She wasn't really that great of an actress, season 1 and 2. But then we're like, at least she's hot. Now it's like, yeah,
yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, Homelander and Ryan have their confrontation. That's the next scene. Ryan's pissed at Homelander, mad about the whole raping the mom thing. Pretty weak interaction, I thought. Like, I just didn't really... Ryan's character is just kind of annoying and inconsistent to the point where I don't really care if he lives or dies. I genuinely did not... Like, I was like, okay, he's dead. Good. Like, I don't want to...
Oh, I care. I care if he lives or dies. He needs to die. I want him dead. I care if he lives or dies. Get rid of him. He's fucking annoying.
You care. You want him to die. That's. I'm invested. I want him to die.
Exactly. It's just I don't really feel much about it anyways. Again, this is the thing with having a character whose morality just kind of flips all the time. Like Ryan's supposed to have this struggle against his father, who represents like the evil that he could grow up to be, and it's like, I don't care, because I've already seen how evil you are now. Like, it's
I gotta take another phone call, guys. I'll be right back.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah, I'll keep talking.
Okie doke.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just really, really weak. The best thing from it was I enjoyed editing a little meme together, which was like, what would you do if there was a child right in front of you? And then it just shows Homelander beating the fucking shit out of him. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't
I
care.
think it. I can like I think the scene would have been far more impactful if Ryan was a much more essential character. Obviously, like I think they did the editing well, where he starts punching him, and you can see he's like thinking about holding back, but he doesn't. And it would have been just more impactful if the character meant something. But he's just some annoying kid that's been like really hand-fisted into the show for no reason. I don't really think he does much for the overall story, so getting him out of the way is what I'd prefer. And I thought he was dead, so them going back on it the next episode was kind of irritating. And also, how does Homelander not know he's dead? Like he
Yeah, I
has
was
super
confused about that
hearing.
as well. Yeah, because it seems like he really wanted to. Because the whole thing with this season is, oh, I'm gonna get the V1 and I'll be immortal and I won't need
Mhm.
any kind of legacy to leave behind. It'll just be me eternally. Like that's kind of the thing they're going for here. And yeah, he seems to actually want to give in to his delusions and he wants to get rid of Ryan. And then because he even says in this little scene when they're first introduced to each other again, oh, I put too much on you expecting you to carry my legacy or whatever, but it's okay because I'm not gonna die anymore, so I don't need you to kind of be like me. So he doesn't care, clearly, but yeah, it seems like he's hitting him pretty hard, but he just doesn't finish the job and he just leaves. Yeah, I don't know. Again, they're just keeping Ryan around for no fucking reason.
Yeah. I mean, the next episode, he's there for a minute and then he leaves again. It's just like I was like, okay. Again, I just don't really, it would have been fine if had he died here. I think it would have been like a little bit of a redemption for his character. He tried to do the right thing, and then like Butcher would have learned a bit of a lesson about what he's been up to. Like where his character's going. He might be like starting to question how far he's taken things. He would have failed Becca, but they just kind of go back on it, and the drama of the whole scene gets really undermined by the fact that he's just alive and he's fine.
Yeah,
um,
basically. It's
mhm,
yeah, like I think you summed it up very well. It's just kind of underwhelming. Like I didn't really care.
mhm.
Again, it's just a lot of these scenes it relies on Anthony Starr's acting, and then that's about it, really. I've got no investment in these characters, so I don't know. It's not great.
Yeah, and yeah. Well, that's the end of the episode. Really, we get a bit with Stan Edgar, where Homelander and him are reunited as well, and that goes nowhere. Like we don't see what they say. Like Stan Edgar and Homelander had a conversation. He knows where to look for V1 now, but it's like I would like to have seen that interrogation. I'd like to have
Yeah,
seen
I would have liked to have seen
the
that as well. Yeah.
yeah,
Because it's
but I
like
guess
one of the main things about Stan is he's not afraid of Homelander. So what?
yeah,
Like, how did Homelander get him to talk? Oh, he just did. Oh, okay.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like
Um,
they pave over these like important moments between characters for no reason, and it's very very frustrating. Uh,
yeah, and I think the only other major thing is they talk about they found the documents for the fort area that they're going to investigate in the next episode, and they're getting a plan together to go and search that. And then yeah, Annie just fucking Annie just is like, oh, I feel for you, so you're just a distraction. This was a mistake, and then she just fucking
oh.
leaves him again. So you left him in a camp to rot for a year, and then you get him back, and you're like, nah, I can't be bothered. I'm gonna go.
Yeah, that like yeah, such a weird thing to do. And then like the whole episode. I mean, we're gonna get into the next episode here in a second, but yeah, her whole plot line we can just summarize really quickly to be boring and pointless because I didn't care about her dad. I don't think it really changes her as a person. She's been a real piece of shit for so long. I've just kind of lost all faith in her as a person, as a character. So yeah, I'm not enthused by so much of the episode being dedicated solely to her. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, it's I mean we'll get more into that as we move on to the next episode, but yeah, I agree with that. But yeah, episode 3, I mean, again, it's I suppose the major part is Stan gets captured by Homelander, and Homelander learns about the fort area, and that's pretty much it, really, in terms of story progression. Not really a lot else happens because Ryan comes back, but then he immediately leaves at the start of the next episode, so that doesn't really go anywhere. And all the other side character plots, they've still got the virus. I mean, it doesn't destroy the virus. They've still got the virus. They just need to wait for it to regrow a bit. So that's not, that plot line's still going. Like nothing overall really happens in this episode.
Yeah, no, you actually made like that. You really clicked it all into place. Now that I think about it, I mean, it's just treading water, really, because it doesn't seem like Soldier Boy and Homelander again are any closer or further apart from each other. We see that Soldier Boy is kind of having like an emotional breakdown. We see that Kimiko and Frenchie break up for no reason. That's pretty fucking dumb. And then, yeah, Hughie and Butcher have. I mean, like, the weird thing is that they all fight each other, which was kind of fun to see, I guess. But it doesn't really go anywhere because, like, I mean, like, it was like all under false. They were hallucinating or whatever. They're getting really angry at each other because of the spores and stuff. So it wasn't like a real antagonism between any one of them. So like their relationships haven't really changed, except for Kimiko and Frenchie's. But again, that was really weird and super random. They're just like, Kimiko's like, you're chaos and I'm stability and we can't be together because of that. It's like, what the fuck? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like, man, you've been like missing each other for, I don't know, a year or something in that concentration camp. You would not, if I was Frenchie, like the emotional stress you were under all the time about almost dying and being alone all the time, being in this concentration camp, you'd be like, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll think about settling down. Like maybe we can do a bit of both. Maybe we can travel and have kids. Just say something, just consider it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very weird because Frenchie's kind of main thing is wanting to kind of bond with Kimiko, and now's the perfect chance to properly, be together. And he's like, nah, I want to party.
Yeah, I want to party. Okay. Nice. I mean, like they've been really building up this romance for literally the entire show. And to have them finally get together after this weird Colin thing was already like a big fucking slap in the face. Like it's just like the situation in which they got together originally is bad. But it's like fine, okay, they're together now. I'm invested in their romance a little bit. Show me more. And then they finally do become like an item. They finally have sex. And then they're like, let's break up. And it's like, oh my fucking god, man. Like, the emotional maturity of these characters is at the fucking floor. Like, they don't act like real people. And it's kind of like Stranger Things where like the world is ending. But we're all dealing with this petty drama. We're all being like children. You wouldn't act like that. You would fucking nut up and shut up, like just relax, and deal with the thing you need to deal with, which is the end of the world. It's not your relationship. People, I mean, like you put so much of that on the back burner, and I know it's a show and there's drama and all that stuff, but don't make the characters fucking children at the same time. Make their emotional struggles real, like you said with fucking Annie, like she, you know Huey almost dies. She's freaked out about it, so she leaves him to go on a talk to her dad, even though, and then like putting him in danger, doing all this irrational, stupid shit, you know, like for nothing, and then going back and be like, "Oh, Hughie." It's the same thing every time. It's like, let's go back to this fucking terrible relationship where we abuse each other. And actually, you know, I was happy to see initially that Huey actually voiced some of the fucking actual problems with season 4, where he's like, you know, I got raped last season and she made it all about herself. Okay, wow, you acknowledge that. Good job. And then it goes back on it because the only reason he says that is because the fucking toxin shit would made him mad.
Yeah,
You
it's like really annoying because the writers are clearly aware of it, but they're just like, what? Nah, Huey's still wrong. We're
Yeah.
not going to delve into that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we've just never gotten an apology from Starlight to him. You know, like he's been he I can't say we said this last time. I know I brought this up multiple times, but like I cannot emphasize enough that he was sexually assaulted twice and she
Yeah.
just fucking, you know, I mean to use their terminology, she victim blamed him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what happened. All right.
Yeah, and no recognition of that of the character, and it just makes her such a piece of shit. And like you said, the clearly the writers know they're aware of this.
Well, they did the similar thing in episode 1 where Huey's like, "Oh, one point I had to rub my ass on a chocolate cake. It's a long story." And it's like, okay, so the writers are clearly aware of just how fucked that situation is, but Huey doesn't even care anymore. He's like, yep, that's just something that happened. It's like, thank you, writers. That's really appreciated.
Yeah, I watched an interview with Eric Kripke at the end of season 4. It's funny going back and watching those interviews because you can see at the beginning of season 4, he was so smug. He was like, I mean, they do this all the time where they're like talking up the weird sex stuff, lots of weird violence and all this. They're like, you know, it's going to be bigger than ever. And you can see how cocky he is going into it. And then the season tanked and he got a lot of blowback. And especially when it came to the Huey situation. And you could see him in interviews completely change where he's like, you know, we went a little far in places. I think we made some mistakes. So it's So it's hilarious seeing them try to walk this back, failing to do so completely. Because again, like Huey, the only reason Huey acknowledges his beef with Starlight is because he's got this rage virus thing. And it's not him. It's not really coming from him. It's just a sign that he's like being irrationally angry. So yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Season 3. We didn't mention the deep and noir part where Deep just fucking gasses Noir for no reason whatsoever. It's like, oh, Deep has some sort of rivalry with Soldier Boy, and he's wanting to show that he's like good. Let's just have him attack Noir for no reason whatsoever.
Well, I guess it was because he wanted to bring in Stan Edgar alone to like prove his value. I mean, that was kind of set up, and I mean, they've made the Deep such a deplorable character that like you cannot really put anything above him. Like he's ready to do whatever it takes to win over Homelander's trust, I guess. And he sees like he's getting kind of like pushed out, so I guess this is his attempt to work his way back in. So I didn't hate that part, but what I wanted to bring up with you, actually, not to skip ahead a little bit, but is I watched your video on Noir's secret identity, and you know you blew that theory apart that he's actually a Homelander clone, because people were wondering that why he went so quiet, and it seemed like something had changed in him, but I guess it is just that method acting thing, which seemed like kind of like a underwhelming development. I thought like it would have been sorry, go ahead.
No, that sums it up. It's very underwhelming. Like, I guess maybe that's the point. It's supposed to be like a red herring or whatever. It's supposed to make you guess what's happening, and then it's like, oh, nothing's really changed. It's still the same. Just he's gone full method actor. But yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Yeah, and like that whole thing of him being silent, I guess that's what confused me the most about Deep betraying him. Because it's like if Noir was like all the other soups and they were constantly trying to get attention and voicing their opinions and saying how great they are, I'd kind of get why Deep wanted to get rid of him to make sure that he's the one getting all the glory and he can say how great he is and all that. But Noir doesn't, like, this actor guy doesn't really seem to care. He just wants to play Noir.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so it just comes across as a bit pointless, is what I'm saying. Also, you've got
Okay.
like a 60-plus-year-old man in the back. Like, maybe that gas might affect him, you know? Maybe
Yeah, I was
don't
actually
do
gonna.
that.
Yeah, I wanted to bring that up too. Great point. Because that's like the soup knockout gas, right? It's not like just fucking. It's not just like a classic knockout gas thing. It's that stuff that takes out Soldier Boy. It's the what is it? It's I
Was
can't
it
remember. It's
was it like halothane gas or something like that?
No,
Or
holothane was the thing he tries on him at first, and it doesn't work. It's something even like more extreme. It really like sucks out the oxygen or something in the air. I can't remember. But anyway, it's an extreme gas that takes out Soldier Boy. So surely that would fucking kill a 65-year-old man, like you said.
yeah, it just came across as yeah, it like I don't get that at all. Like here's this old man in the back. Let's just fucking gas him. Like, yeah, that'll please Homelander, won't it? Oh, we had
Yeah.
Stan Edgar, but I fucking killed him.
Yeah, well, like you said, like they're kind of friends, and so all the Deep had to do was say, "Hey, can I bring in Stan Edgar? I'd really appreciate it if you give me this win." And probably Noir would have done it for him. Like you would assume. It seems like that he would have because they were talking about how they're friends and stuff.
Well, Noah wasn't talking anyways, so
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's not going to claim that he's not going to claim it for himself. But no, Deep just fucking gassed him for no reason.
So I see we're talking about which I apologize for everyone that's watching or listening. I don't know what's more annoying, the Department of Veteran Affairs or the boys. So that's what I was on the phone with. So I took like a 15-minute break. I apologize for that. It's a very important phone call. So my issue with that whole scene is that like it made no sense. Like I understand that the Deep wanted to take credit for it, but like Loomar was just saying, why didn't they just have a talk?
Yeah. It doesn't really make any sense.
This is your partner. This is your partner. This would be like me stabbing Generation Offended in the back and then acting like everything's okay.
Yeah,
No!
I don't really mind it on a like a betrayal level, I guess, because I think they made the Deep such a spineless asshole. I can see where they're trying to go with his character, but I think they made the workaround too easy where he could have just talked his way out of it. I mean, I don't know. I don't hate it. Like it's not like super detrimental. I think I think it's a bit of a nitpick, but I can see where you guys are coming from with it. I mean, it's silly that he didn't just talk to him, but again, I don't know. I mean, the character's such a dickhead that like, and he'll do anything. I just don't put anything above him. But yeah, we kind of wrapped up talking. Totally, you missed it. We talked about the end of episode 3. We kind of covered most of episode 4 now because nothing really happens. We were kind of talking about it, and yeah, we just kind of realized that the episode's such a filler episode that they like you can summarize it so quickly with the relationships and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The one I want to talk about is Soldier Boy, and at the end, so he kills. It wasn't his brother, right? It was it was just another like test subject of his, like that he knew.
Oh, you guys already talked about episode 4?
We glossed over it a bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just realized how like little happens in it that we kind of just like talking about the episode.
It's like season 3 sets up them like the boys and Homelander and Soldier Boy go into this fort place, and then they go to the fort place, and the thing they're looking for isn't even there. So
okay, here's my big issue. This is why I alluded to earlier in the podcast. So, and I believe Offended brought this up when we were talking about the camp in episode 1 and what Homelander can hear.
Yeah,
how he's in the past he's been able to hear people from miles away, which falls in line with what Superman could do. Yet these motherfuckers are inside this facility, yelling at one another, throwing each other into walls, punching, screaming, the whole fucking. And Homelander doesn't hear any of it.
Shooting guns. They shoot
And,
guns.
and as a matter of fact, we find out later on that when he gets locked into the this show's version of kryptonite, I guess the inside the cell or whatever, we find out that room, the level that Soldier Boy and Homelander are on, is the same. Like they're like a couple. It looks like they're a couple of rooms down from the boys, and none of them hear any of this shit. It's like,
man.
wait, what?
I was thinking the same thing through the whole episode. It was just like Homelander's walking around, they're having a conversation, and they're screaming at each other, doing all this stuff. It's like Homelander in season 2. So I don't know if you guys remember this scene, but Becca goes to the edge of the compound and calls one of the Vought people to be like, "Hey, like this is a situation." Homelander's there. And then later on in the episode, it's revealed that fucking Homelander heard it. He heard the entire conversation while he was on the other side of the compound. And we know that he can also hear conversations within the Vought Tower. So, yeah, he should easily, it should be like immediate. The fact that they can even walk around the building without him hearing it is amazing, let alone fucking screaming at each other and having like full on arguments and all that shit.
Well, not only that, the motion sensor as well that puts up is kind of like, which I like that, put up a motion sensor to try and track where these guys are going to be at. Homelander should have heard that.
Yeah.
A weird derelict facility that's dead and abandoned, and you hear little beeping. You hear beeping happen. That would I'm not saying it would do a whole lot, but it would pique your curiosity. What the fuck was that? You look down, you see there's a motion sensor, you would automatically know somebody else is in there.
Yeah, I mean, all they had to do in this show was like back in season 3, Maeve like hit Homelander in the ear with that straw, and that hurt him for some reason. They could have just maybe made that a permanent thing, They just maybe make it like his eardrum was burst, and so he can't hear as well anymore. And it would have fixed so many of the show's problems, because there's so much of the show hinges on the fact that nobody hears what they're doing, or that Homelander doesn't hear what characters are doing when he should. And this is just the most blatant of the offenses.
Well, not only that, he has X-ray vision. All he had to do was look through that building.
Yeah, basically.
That's all he had to do. So it's like, again, power scaling, power leveling. It's off. We talked about this in our episode 1 breakdown. Making Homelander stupid or powerless because the plot needs him to.
Homelander has super hearing, super smell, super taste. He's got X-ray vision. He's got super speed, unless the plot doesn't want him to have them, and then he doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, there was that famous case in season 4 now, or infamous case, where Hughie was in the air duct above him, and he couldn't hear him or smell him until the sweat dripped onto his onto his clothes. It's like, what the fuck? Like, he's like pasted in sweat, and people are like, "Oh, well, the air vents are made out of zinc, so you couldn't see him." And it's like, well, he can still hear him. He can still smell him. All he has to do is fucking shoot as many lasers as he can at an air duct, and he would kill him. There's not. He could still, with his X-ray vision, he could see the zinc stand out because he couldn't see through it. It would be like a perfect vent. Like, you could see everything but the vent, so all he had to do is shoot at it anyway. So fucking
sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, Loomar.
I was just going to point out in this episode 3, they're out in the open, and Ryan can somehow instantly smell Butcher's alcohol, like the breath on him from quite a distance away. But Homelander in an enclosed room couldn't smell Hughie right above him. It's fucking stupid. Honestly, the power scaling in this show is so shit.
Well, the more you peel back the layers,
they have subtle, not so subtle foreshadowing that happens quite a bit in this show. So we hear so in episode 3, we know about Dognaught. We know that he can do. We know that he can smell the boys, which leads them to that compound. And then they subtly tell us that the body spray that Maverick is wearing is really potent. And then later on, Dognaught's able to smell that potent body spray. And then in episode 4, we hear, he smells Soldier Boy on Firecracker. And it's like, when I'm watching this, I'm like, that's going to become important. And then later on in the facility, he's like, "Oh, it smells like deer urine in here." And I'm like, there it is. Like, it's subtle, not so subtle storytelling, because you can see it coming from a mile away. What's going to be important later on?
Yeah, they really do need to, like in the episodes that like you said, at this, we already know that Homelander has super smell. We don't need that reinforced, but they do it anyways because they got to remind you. Oh yeah, here's this power that's going to be very vital in a plot point for this episode. It won't come up again probably at any other episode, but it's important now. So.
Well, it's like so. Let's dissect this then. So we know that Homelander has great smell. They reinforce that with Firecracker. They reinforce that later with the deer piss, right? Well, we find out that when Annie goes to visit her dad, which is stupid in itself, that she needs a shower. So it's obvious that she hasn't showered in a while. So if she hasn't, that means the rest of the group hasn't either. So why wasn't Homelander able to smell them, even though he was walking the exact same path that they did to the facility?
Yeah, you gotta smelt them outside in the grounds and shit. Yeah.
What you saying?
Honestly,
Even when you take the storytelling of the episode, you could just turn it on its head. This is so horribly written. I think you say it in your video I watched earlier today. It was like $70,000, something like that. This is the writing buys. Just tear this shit apart.
Yeah, honestly, it's so yeah, episode 3. The only real consequence that occurs from that is the boys find out about the compound that they need to go to, and the Deep gets Stan, and he tells Homelander. So Homelander and Soldier Boy are going to be going to this compound as well. Ryan accomplishes jack shit. Homelander doesn't kill Ryan, so nothing happened on that end either. Yeah, and then the two soups they brought with them, Dognot and Cindy. Cindy gets killed off with no questions about her past answered, despite being set up since season 2. And Dognot just gets easily defeated and then forgotten about. Noir doesn't do anything. Samir destroys the virus, except not really, so that's still in play. Yeah, just not a lot really happens.
Well, I don't know if you guys touched on it or not, but I said this in my video. So in episode 1, we see Starlight go toe to toe with Black Noir, who was the strongest combatant of the 7, martial artist, especially close quarters combat. That's what he excels in, and she defeats him easily. But then she struggles with Dognot to the point that he almost kills her until MM intervenes. So is Dognot a better combatant than Noir?
Yeah, true. I mean, she also beat the shit out of him in Gen V season 2, though. I think she one shots him with her little energy beams, as I recall, when he attacks Marie Moreau.
Yeah, at the hotel. Yeah.
Yeah. So why couldn't she do it again?
Just saying, when you have a show based on superheroes, people are going to be watching the powers.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's an infamous tweet by Eric Kripke about Batman. It was all to do with the weird Tech Knight thing, and he talked about Batman in this tweet about how Batman's a rich fascist who goes around beating up the poor, and that's what the comic book's about.
Hold up, what?
Yeah, it was a weird take. But obviously it revealed a lot about.
Oh, I gotta go look at that. I gotta look that up.
Yeah. We'll put it up in the screen when in the editing so people can see what I'm talking about. But it reveals a lot about what Kripke thinks about superheroes, about Batman specifically, his worldview, but how little he knows about these characters that he's trying to make fun of. He doesn't get them. He doesn't he's doing satire of superheroes, but he doesn't understand the superheroes he's satirizing. So this is what we're getting. Just a bad.
You could argue that Batman has plot armor, and obviously, I mean, it's in comic books in general. He does whatever the scene or the book needs him to, but that's wild. He said that about him being a fascist, because I think anybody who's read comic books, as far as the popular characters, ones that have withstood the test of time, out of the Bronze Age to the Silver Gold, to still big superheroes this very day, Batman is portrayed as the most morally good one, the mainline Batman. So the fact to call him a fascist, that's wild.
I'm paraphrasing it a bit because I don't remember the exact quote. I think he called him a fascist. I know he commented on essentially the capitalistic view of this rich guy going around beating up the poor and the mentally insane and stuff. Like, it was a terrible take.
Oh
No
my
one ever thinks
God.
about this Batman.
It was like even in the Injustice series, which we see is like the Injustice series is a parallel universe where there's two different there's mirror images of superheroes. The one constant that's good in both universes is Batman. So it's like, why are you attacking? Oh God, no, never mind. Just get off this.
Yeah,
Batman's my boy. Let's just get off this.
We can talk about Kripke all day, really, because he's the master behind this disaster. So the more we peel back the layers, the more we really see the internal workings of his psyche, and I think The Boys is a good display of his worldviews and what he thinks. So.
Well, I don't know what y'all talked about in episode 4, and I know I just mentioned the whole, and again, I apologize for having to step out for the veteran community from my channel come to watch this. They'll understand the VA is a piece of shit to deal with sometimes. Something else that I really had a problem with in episode 4 was when Homelander gets locked in pretty much a kryptonite cell. Let's just be honest. That's what it was. A kryptonite cell. I think it's really weird that they have him on the ropes. Butcher sees him in there.
Yeah.
And they just leave and start jamming to Mambo number 5.
Yeah.
I'm like, so we see Homelander push the door open. He manages to get out. Imagine if one of them was still there holding the door. Eventually, Homelander would have died.
I didn't understand that either. Like, fucking, this is everything Butcher has ever wanted, And
this is the weakest point we've ever seen Homelander. Is he literally cannot do anything, and they just leave.
Yep. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense. If you just held the door closed, he would fucking have died.
Or why didn't you try to? You had some one-on-one time with Soldier Boy. You had some one-on-one time. No Homelander. No outside anything. One-on-one. Why didn't you try to convince him to join you?
What? Okay,
all you have to prove is that. Yeah, the only thing you have to prove is that your version of this story is morally just, because Soldier Boy, he makes some bad decisions, but he tries to be morally good, I guess, or at least his version of it. Why would you not try to appeal to that?
Okay, so sorry, one sec. Before we go too far, I just, because I'm thinking about this cell thing more, and I want to take it. So if they just held it shut, he probably would have died. Even if he didn't die, let's say he just gets like really weak, all they had to do was have him essentially like fall to his knees in weakness, and then open the door quickly, have fucking Butcher throw in one of his tentacles and like snap his neck, and it would have been over. Because but I guess he can't do that. The other thing with the Soldier Boy situation, I was so confused by what his arc was this episode. So we see that the guy that's like been in the basement, that's like causing all this weird mental derangement at the facility, was like someone that was like tested on with the V1 initially. I guess they had some kind of beef at one point. Like Soldier Boy felt threatened by him, and so killing him, he felt bad. He was like, "I'm so sorry," So I mean, I don't like. I know they're probably going to go into that later on, but I felt like it was so out of place. It felt so weird because we didn't really understand their relationship, or why Soldier Boy was feeling bad about himself, why he wanted to kill himself all of a sudden. Like, he's never been suicidal before. That's never seemed to be in his character. In fact, he's been very fond of being alive and staying conscious. So for him to be like, just fucking kill me, to Homelander, that was like, where did that even come from? What was that?
I don't know. One of the things that complicates like how the characters are feeling is this rage plague thing that they've got going on. So it's difficult to tell what's what they're actually thinking and feeling, and what's just something they're saying out of anger. Because Soldier Boy seems really broken up about killing the dude, but he also doesn't deny anything of what Frenchie's saying when he's talking about how this dude like got all the medals and all the rewards, and Soldier Boy was jealous of that. Like, he doesn't deny that either. So I don't know. I think this is something we're gonna have to. It's either going to be solved in this season, or it's setting up like their relationship in the prequel show that they've got going on.
Oh man, yeah, that'll definitely happen.
Did you appreciate the subtle joke too? Because as soon as they said it, as soon as they were talking about it, they actually mentioned it in the show when they talk about the spores and all that. He's like, "Oh, it's like The Last of Us." He's like, "Oh, the Last of Us is just there's The Walking Dead or something like that."
Yeah,
And I'm
with
like,
mushrooms.
"Shut up!" Like, and it's not even how this works. Like they were talking about how, and the show constantly does that, where it tries to, like, yes, this is a superhero show. We have to abandon a lot of logic, but anytime they try to bring in something logical or grounded or real world, they fuck it up. So they're talking about toxoplasmosis and how the spores are creating that effect with people, right? But as soon as that creature dies, they're immediately okay.
Yeah,
All he has to do is die, and all the effects go away. That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
I thought that was a little weak as well. Yeah, it's like so every spore he was controlling telepathically to like how has it wouldn't that just it would maintain until they got out of the spores, surely, because that's how it works.
They conflated it with toxoplasmosis, and I just looked it up. Toxoplasmosis, the effects of it can last from 2 to 6 weeks.
Okay.
And it's like, oh, well, totally talks. That's a nitpick. No. They brought up toxoplasmosis. They equated it to that, to paralleled it to it. And I'm just saying you're full of shit because it's not how it works.
Yeah.
You should have just said they were superhuman spores and left it at that.
It's just another log on the shit pile, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Also, like, how far does that rage virus go? Because I get it in the building, because obviously it's very contained, so all the spores can easily, manifest in people and like progress to get them into this rage. But we see people like a mile away. Or
it was in the water source.
Who apparent.
They said that it got to the water source and the plants outside. Yeah.
How does no one?
You missed it. Yeah. They explained it away in one line, and you missed it because it's stupid.
How has no one come across this before? Like, I know that the idea is that, okay, so everyone who goes there dies, but surely that would be like a fucking Bermuda Triangle where they're like, where are all these people going? And then you go in to investigate and you're like, oh wow, look, there's a fucking graveyard out in the front of this giant weird facility. Maybe let's walk away, because it's not like it pulls you in exactly. Like, just be like, because the only reason the boys go in there is because they have an objective. Once they don't have the objective, they leave. So, like, surely if, like, let's say I'm a police officer and you hear about some dead bodies from some hitchhikers, you go and investigate it, you die, but then you have, like, reinforcements who have been like, okay, we had a unit there that went missing. We're going to go follow up on that. And then it's like, oh, hey, here's a huge graveyard full of people. Let's not go any further. Let's fucking tell everybody back at HQ what's going on. You know, it so quickly falls apart once you start thinking about the fact that it's not just this derelict building. It's like there's just dead bodies all over the place. There's like dead animals. There's dead people. They've been there for fucking decades. It's like, Jesus Christ. If it was contained just within the building, it would have been a lot better. But the fact that it's just everywhere, it's like there's a huge red flag.
Even the main objective makes no sense. Like, you look at seasons 1, 2, 3, and parts of 4. Like, Vought has made mistakes, but it was one of those things where it was a full set of armor and you had to find the chinks in the armor. Like, Vought was so well organized that they really had to go out of their way to hit certain angles to get at them, right? Because Vaught's just so well planned. But now in season 5 here, we've already seen a content creator house that they were able to break into, and Vought had no fucking clue. And now there's apparently this super serum V ultra mega fucking strain of this crap out there, and it's left in a derelict facility.
Yeah.
Why would Vought do that? That makes no sense.
I mean, wait, Marie Moreau also got the V1. So, like, surely Godolkin would have known. Like, wouldn't Sister Sage know what probably would have been like, oh, hey, Godolkin fucking souped up Marie Moreau with the V1. So, surely he had some.
Did Marie get the V1?
I thought that was the whole thing.
I thought they said she was made using the same method as Homelander.
That's correct.
And Homelander doesn't have it.
Okay,
that was a big point of contention for me. I remember that.
I think it's like most soups are made. They're like kids, and then you inject them when they're like, young kids, and the powers then bond to their cells, while Homelander and
Oh,
Marie,
you're right.
they're a lot more powerful because they injected it into the embryo, so the V grew naturally in them, or
Okay.
something like that.
Yeah, but I'll put it just. I've said this before in the podcast, so I imagine there's a bunch of people commenting, being like, "Oh my god, you don't even fucking know that. You're criticizing the show." Yeah, you're right. It was it was V at birth, like Homelander wasn't V1. I got them mixed up. Sorry.
Yeah, it was, remember you and I talked about how, Homelander's as strong as he is because of the decades of abuse and training and tests, you know what I'm saying, and being disassociated from everyone growing up to the point he yearns for a mother's love and breast milk and all this other stuff, right? So he earned his powers through all the shit and hell he went through. Marie's just like, she just has them.
Yeah, I want to also I want to say, like, because I remember in that podcast you got some flack. People were saying, well, Homelander was born with those powers. He didn't earn them through his abuse. That's not what we're saying. It's not he literally earned them through his abuse. He earned them through his abuse, like metaphorically. Like he got abused and he had to fight for it, and therefore he kind of earned that power. Yes, he was given the powers at birth, but that's like not what's actually. You know what I mean? It's not. It's a metaphor. Like it's like what's happening in the subtext.
It's the thing about a Mary Sue. The thing about a Mary Sue is that they're all powerful and they didn't earn it.
Yeah,
Homelander earned every ounce of what he currently has because of all the shit that he went through. That was the point.
Yeah. Yeah, Marie's not like, she doesn't have many trials. I mean, she accidentally kills her own parents, but that's about the extent of it.
We don't care about those. That happened in her childhood. I'm worried about the Jesus power she gets in season 2 and Gen V. She doesn't earn those.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Going back, like it's they've established for so many seasons that Vought is just this overarching power. They know everything, and yes, they're not perfect. There is chinks in the armor, but in previous seasons, the boys had to really go out of their way just to find a singular moment where they can get under Vought's skin and expose something. But we've already seen in 2 episodes this season where Vought has made massive mistakes, which doesn't make sense. You're in a police state. You're at a heightened sense of awareness right now. This is like the most that you should ever be doing. We're at code red right now. And they've already been able to break into a content house with 3 other soups in it, right down the road for where they're doing raids in people's houses. And then now there's this super secret facility that houses this super secret strain of V, and Vought's just don't care. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, what is happening here?
Yeah, I think that extends to Homelander as well. I mean, we've complained a lot about Homelander's, they're nerfing him a lot. Because he was such a presence in season 1. Like you didn't know what he was going to do when he walked into a room. You genuinely felt afraid for everyone around him because you just didn't know he could do anything, and you felt that. And in the show, since season 1, really, they've just torn that down bit by bit to the fact that to the point now they can have full on arguments. They can get in fights around him. He doesn't know they're there. They can escape from under his like general reach, like his physical reach. They can get out from under him, so that he just doesn't have that menace anymore. He's not really intimidating because they've proven that they can get away from him so easily. So they just keep telling us, like, so that season 1, that line, that scene between him and Starlight about releasing the footage. I think it was season 1. It's all kind of a blur, and he says, let's light this candle. I'll lose everything, but then I have nothing to lose. And you're listening to this, and you're like, holy shit. This guy is this guy's going to go off the handle. Now he can look right at the entire group and go, I'm going to kill all you motherfuckers. And I'll go, you ain't going to do shit. You ain't done shit. You're not going to do shit. You know what I'm saying? The stigma, the mysticism around him is just gone. Yeah, that's definitely true.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I feel pretty content about our episode 3 and 4 rant there. I know we kind of went off the rails and didn't do a scene by scene of episode 4, but I feel like it was, just not a lot happened. I mean, like, it would just be kind of us talking about, oh, wow, another annoying scene with Annie, another another weird fight scene between Hughie and MM that, he shot MM. They didn't even, they don't really address it after as well.
Loomar, did you talk about Hughie being a bitch? I watched your video. I had the exact same thought process when they're talking to Kimiko and I can't remember who else was fucking there, but he was just like, yeah, Annie's a bitch. Like, she did this and she did this. And I'm like, That you tell him, man, for once you got some balls. And then they look at him wrong and he's like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's fucking
I
pathetic.
like you.
But that's
Damn
actually
it.
a good point that you've just raised. Like Hughie shoots MM. I actually thought he did shoot him in the shoulder because that's the only reasonable way. Like you could shoot someone and be able to react and not be too damaged, I guess. But no, when you look at it, MM starts clutching his lower back and then he falls to the floor. And then they just don't bring up that he got shot. Like I'm very now that I'm looking back at it, I'm very confused. Like, where did he get shot? Why does nobody care he's shot?
Yeah, you think
weird
he would be
scene.
like, "Hey, man, I'm really sorry I shot you. God, fuck."
No, do the voice.
I'm so sorry I shot you. It's all good, brother. It's all
Like
good,
even from it, and I wrote this down in my notes because from a military standpoint, that's stuff people like to hear on my channel. Like, watching this little firefight happen between Hughie and MM. I know when MM gets shot, he's walking in the middle of the fucking room. And I'm like, you're a special operations extension of the United States government. Like, you're an agent and you're pursuing this guy and you walk right in the middle of the fucking room. Of course you're going to get shot. Like, dumbass.
Yeah, well, actually, it's funny that Hughie was actually being more tactical in that situation. Where he's like hiding a lot more and being like, he's still being like a little wormy fuck, but like he's just being smarter than MM.
I like that Hughie's for once Hughie is carrying a gun with him, and the first time we see him use it, he's completely fucking incompetent that he can't shoot someone to death when they're stood right in front of him with nothing blocking his line of sight.
Literally middle of the room. That's enough.
Yeah.
They just make Hughie so pathetic. It's like really annoying.
Well, it's also kind of stupid as well. It's like, because these guys know each other really well, they would know their weaknesses. So, like, if he just had walked over and shot Kimiko in the fucking head, wouldn't have killed her, but, that's how you knock her out, right? Because, like, she has to take a moment to heal.
Yeah.
So shooting
And it
her in
puts
the fucking...
Frenchie out, too. Yep, it puts him out, too, because he's going to worry about Kimiko.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, Frenchie was not being violent towards anyone because he wasn't under the influence, but...
I'm on drugs, so it doesn't affect my brain.
That was so fucking... That was so stupid
so
when they
dumb.
said that.
I knew that's
so
what they
much
were gonna...
cocaine.
I knew that's what it was going to go for as well. I knew that they're going to be like, oh, he's a fucking drug addict, so therefore he's immune to this. I've snorted so much. It's like, shut the fuck up. That's not how this works. Oh, God. Yeah, I've altered
I drink a lot of beer,
chemistry.
therefore I can never get drunk.
Yeah. Well, do you guys have any other complaints about this episodes or any final thoughts?
I mean, no. Again, nothing really happens. They go to this place to find something, and it's not there, so it was all pointless. Homelander doesn't kill Soldier Boy for betraying him, so nothing changed there. They've introduced a new weakness for Homelander, but let's be honest, it was never brought up once before this episode, and it won't be brought up again for the rest of the season, probably. And Annie had a bath and ate some beef stroganoff, and then she's back with the boys.
That scene was so
and
stupid.
that was her arc.
Yeah, like how the cop was like, leave in an hour, and they had an entire meal, and she like took a shower.
Again, I won't harp on this because we won't take this too long. But again, from a military perspective, right? If you're pursuing a person, especially public enemy number one, which is Starlight, you're going to be, obviously we know her mother's in hiding, right? You're going to start with family and then known collaborators. That's how you find the person. The fact that nobody is watching her dad's house, I don't care if they haven't had a connection. I don't care if they're estranged. The fact that nobody is watching his house is so unbelievable in this world. Like, again, we've been told time and time again, this is Orwellian. People are, even in that scene, they talk about how he's ripping people out, or supposedly ripping people out of their homes for being a Starlight, Starlight or whatever the hell. Be it Starlight herself can show up in his backyard and nobody fucking notices.
Okay, actually, I forgot to mention this fact. The cop who comes to arrest her. So first of all, he gets a call that Starlight's in the building. So he doesn't react with anything but, I'm going to go there by myself and try to arrest this superhero with a pistol.
Hey guys, is Starlight in there?
It's like, dude, get a fucking anti-material rifle or a fucking bazooka and a fucking shit ton of dudes because this is your fucking the public enemy number one, and she's a superhero. But yeah, he tried. Oh man, and then he gets there, he sees her. So he's got visual confirmation now. He doesn't call in for backup. He walks in the house. So he's like, please kill me. Please kill me and hide the body. Instead of being like, I'm going to stay outside. Just say, I didn't see anything. I'm walking away. And then come back with a fucking SWAT team or something. Anything. But this guy just walks in there and is so lucky he lives.
Yeah, our main anybody associated with our main characters is more at risk than our actual main characters. Which is just a wild thing from a storytelling perspective.
Ugh. Yeah. I mean, the show, I far less, I think these last 2 episodes, I have really nothing good to say about it at this point. It's going a bit downhill again. So, like, I think the first 2 episodes were a small step up just because season 4 was so shit. Now it's kind of hitting that, like... It's like, anything is better than season 4, so it's like we're going to compliment it a lot more. Now these last 2 episodes have just been filler. They've been so annoying. They've been so melodramatic. I'm losing respect for it. The plot doesn't make sense again. They're fucking treading water in the final season.
I mean, you and I talked about this before Loomar came in, and I'm not exaggerating for the people that are listening. I'm not exaggerating. This is not blowing out of proportion. Offended said that we're going to cover episode 3, and I legitimately said I had to go look at my notes. I couldn't remember what happened in episode 3. Yeah. That shouldn't be the case for the final season of a show.
No. Well, I feel good about our meeting here, guys, and I'm excited for the next episode just so we can come back together and complain about it. Hopefully. I'm not actually excited to watch it. But yeah. If that's all, thank you all for listening. And you guys good?
Yeah, I'm good. Again, I want to apologize for my absence. I'm sorry I had to stop off camera for about 15 minutes or so. But the U.S. government calls, you pick up the phone.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening, and come back next week, and you can listen to us complain